Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. JUSO shared a one-word reaction to potentially changing his hairstyle now that he is aligned with Rhea Ripley on WWE Raw. Mommy is set to battle Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship at WWE Bad Blood. USO defeated Bron Breakker in the main event of last Monday's edition of Raw to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Rhea Ripley was spotted in the crowd celebrating Jay's title win, as the two stars are currently in a romance storyline on the Red brand. The Intercontinental Champion took to his Instagram story today to address a potential change in his look, now that he is aligned with Ripley. He reacted to a fan-made image of himself with a hilarious new hairstyle edited onto his head and responded with the word, "Stop." You can check out USO's story by clicking here. Rhea Ripley was previously involved in a romance storyline with Dominic Mysterio, but the Judgment Day member betrayed her last month at SummerSlam and helped Liv Morgan retain the Women's World Championship. Dirty Dom will be trapped inside a shark cage for the title match between Ripley and Morgan next weekend at Bad Blood. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo was not a fan of the company's decision to have Bron Breakker lose to JUSO last week on Raw. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw show, Russo questioned the company's decision to take the Intercontinental Championship off Bron Breakker and wondered if the 26-year-old was being punished for something. The legend added that USO did not need to win the title at the moment because he was already over with the WWE Universe. JUSO had not held a singles title in WWE before his victory last Monday night on WWE Raw. Only time will tell how long the 39-year-old will be able to hang on to the Intercontinental Championship. In the world of professional wrestling, aligning one's look with a new storyline or character can often be as impactful as the in-ring action itself. Wrestlers frequently evolve their style and persona to stay relevant, surprising, and connected to fans. Recently, there has been buzz about JUSO, one half of the iconic USO's tag team, potentially adopting a new look to align with WWE superstar Rhea Ripley. Known for her edgy, goth-inspired persona as a member of Judgment Day, Ripley's aesthetic is a far cry from Jay's Samoan warrior heritage and his current streetwise style. When asked about this intriguing possibility, JUSO had a simple one-word response: "Nah." Though his answer was short, that single word sparked a whirlwind of speculation and debate among WWE fans and analysts. What exactly did Jay mean by his "nah"? Was it a flat-out rejection of the idea, or was there more to his answer? The mere suggestion of Jay adopting a look similar to Rhea Ripley's has given fans much to think about, especially given the cultural, character, and visual contrasts between the two superstars. Let's break down the deeper implications of JUSO's reaction, why the idea of a potential transformation is so tantalizing, and what this might mean for the broader WWE storyline. Before diving into the specifics of his reaction to aligning his look with Rhea Ripley, it's essential to understand where JUSO currently stands in his WWE journey. Jay, along with his twin brother Jimmy, has been a cornerstone of WWE's tag team division for over a decade. Together, the USOs have built a legacy as one of the most decorated tag teams in history. However, Jay's rise to singles stardom came with his involvement in the Bloodline, the faction led by Roman Reigns. As main event JUSO, he stepped out of the tag team shadows and became a pivotal figure in the Bloodline's dominance. Over time, Jay's character grew complex, portraying someone torn between loyalty to family and a desire for independence. His struggle against Roman Reigns' manipulation, alongside his complicated relationship with his twin brother Jimmy, showcased emotional depth that captivated the WWE Universe. His aesthetic in this phase, a mix of Samoan pride, streetwear, and a fighter's intensity, became symbolic of his inner conflict. But after leaving the bloodline and transitioning to the Raw brand, Jay found himself in unfamiliar territory. With no family ties and a fresh chapter in his career, many have speculated what's next for the former tag team champion. Would Jay undergo a transformation in appearance or character to further separate himself from his bloodline past? This is where the idea of aligning with someone like Rhea Ripley enters the conversation. On the other end of the spectrum is Rhea Ripley. A unique force in the WWE Women's division, Ripley has carved out a niche for herself, not just through her in-ring dominance, but also through her unapologetic, Gothic-inspired look. As a key member of Judgment Day, alongside Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, Ripley's aesthetic black leather, heavy metal vibes, dark makeup, and tattoos perfectly aligns with the faction's rebellious and anarchic nature. Rhea's look is more than just an outward expression, it's a core part of her identity. Her persona speaks to a darker, more intimidating presence, a stark contrast to the vibrant, street-ready image JUSO has cultivated. Aligning with someone like Ripley, even in a hypothetical sense, would likely involve more than just a shift in attitude. It could mean a complete overhaul in visual presentation. So, when fans began speculating whether JUSO could change his look to align with Rhea Ripley's dark, edgy aesthetic, the idea was certainly intriguing. After all, it's not uncommon for wrestlers to alter their appearances to reflect new alliances or factions. Could Jay, fresh off his departure from the bloodline, adopt a more gothic, Judgment Day-esque look to signal a new era in his career? When Jay was asked about potentially changing his look to align with Rhea Ripley, his one-word response, "Nah," quickly made waves. At first glance, it appears to be a straightforward dismissal of the idea. But in the world of professional wrestling, every answer, especially when it's delivered in such a concise, confident manner, carries weight. Jay's response can be interpreted in a few different ways. Firstly, it could be his way of maintaining his individuality. Despite his close ties to various factions and family connections throughout his career, JUSO has always tried to retain his own identity. Adopting Rhea Ripley's aesthetic could be seen as compromising the essence of what makes Jay. His Samoan heritage and streetwear-inspired look are central to his image, and changing that to fit the Judgment Day mold might not align with who he truly is as a character. Secondly, the "nah" could signify that Jay isn't interested in fitting into someone else's world, at least not yet. Aligning with Rhea Ripley might require Jay to take a backseat, as Ripley is a dominant figure in Judgment Day. Jay, having just fought for his independence from the bloodline's control, might not be ready to subordinate himself to another faction or persona, even if it's as popular and edgy as Judgment Day. Lastly, Jay's brief response could be his way of teasing fans without giving too much away. Wrestlers, after all, thrive on keeping the WWE Universe guessing. While he may have dismissed the idea in this instance, wrestling storylines often take unexpected turns, and alliances can form out of nowhere. The potential for Jay and Rhea to cross paths, either as allies or adversaries, remains a tantalizing possibility for the future. Despite Jay's seemingly definitive "nah," the idea of him aligning with Rhea Ripley continues to captivate fans. Visually, the contrast between Jay's style and Ripley's dark persona would make for an interesting dynamic. If WWE Creative ever decided to explore this storyline, it could represent a significant turning point for both characters. For Jay, stepping into a darker, more rebellious role could offer a fresh dimension to his persona. His current identity as a streetwise brawler with Samoan roots has resonated with fans, but the possibility of embracing a new, more dangerous side could elevate him to the next level as a singles competitor. Meanwhile, for Rhea Ripley, having someone like Jay by her side could further solidify Judgment Day's dominance across both the men's and women's divisions. The two could form an unexpected yet powerful duo, shaking up WWE programming in an unexpected way. While the fantasy of Jay adopting a new look is exciting, his refusal to alter his appearance to fit into someone else's mold might be what makes him so compelling. Over the years, Jay has fought to be more than just one of the USOs or a member of the bloodline. His decision to stick to his style could be seen as a declaration of independence and authenticity, which is particularly important given his recent journey of breaking away from his manipulative cousin Roman Reigns. Ultimately, Jey Uso's one-word reaction might be all he needed to say. In a world where wrestlers are often pushed to reinvent themselves to stay relevant, Jay's "nah" might be a reminder that sometimes staying true to yourself is the boldest move you can make. Jey Uso's brief yet impactful response to the idea of aligning his look with Rhea Ripley speaks volumes. It highlights the importance of identity in the world of professional wrestling, where looks and personas can define a career as much as in-ring ability. While the WWE Universe can still speculate about what could be, Jay's decision to stick with his current image may be the best reflection of his journey to establish himself as his own man in a constantly evolving landscape. Whether he remains the streetwise fighter or eventually adopts a darker edge, Jey Uso's future looks as intriguing as ever.